Here is your General Hospital Spoilers sneak peek video for Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. Emma, Felicia, and Mac fly all the way to France to see if Anna had been putting on an act with the local police or if she had really lost her mind. They get their answer immediately upon seeing the state that Anna is in. She grabs Felicia and begs her to get her out of there because she needs to warn everyone that Faison is alive. Felicia doesn't quite know what to do with that information, but surely they don't leave Anna in a French mental health facility. A trip back to Port Charles and some time in Shadybrook might be the answer for Anna. Plus, Valentine is in Port Charles, and he's been waiting patiently for her in Carly's attic for months. Alexis is sick over the idea of representing Willow again, knowing she is not playing with a full deck. But she agrees to a meeting with Willow, Rick, and Michael to try to solve this custody and visitation case out of court. If this is successful, she can rest easy about Scout, for now. When Michael and Willow get there, Michael tells Willow that he is glad she has agreed to compromise. However, she informs Michael that she hasn't agreed to anything yet. Little does he know that Willow has her own dirty plot in mind, and it has to do with a little key from Aunt Tracy. Nathan and Lulu can't wait to talk about what happened when they were trapped together during a snowstorm. However, they choose to talk about it with other people and not with each other. Nina is surprised to hear that her brother has developed feelings for Lulu. He had no idea they were that close. What advice will she give? Laura is also surprised to hear that Lulu and Nathan kissed. Lulu explains that she is worried about how Maxie will feel when she wakes. Laura doesn't believe Lulu has as much to worry about as she thinks. Here are your General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. So far, most of Dark Willow's dirty moves have been against Drew. That is why they haven't seemed to dirty, as much of the audience feels that Drew deserved everything he's gotten from his wife. However, Michael deserves none of Willow's wrath, but he is about to get it. An unsuspecting Michael sets up a meeting with Willow, Rick, and Alexis to try to compromise on some sort of custody and visitation agreement. Willow tells Michael she hasn't agreed to anything yet, and that might be because she has a plan. Willow is set to make another power move. Does she plant that key on Michael so it looks like he had easy access to Drew's house? That might be the physical evidence that Justine has instructed Nathan to find. Feeling desperate to save Britt from a life under Sidwell's and Cullum's control, Jason goes to Sunny and tells him what he knows. Britt is tasked with finishing Faison's final project, an experiment with cold fusion that could be a scientific breakthrough. However, if she doesn't do as told, she won't get her Huntington's disease meds. Sunny and Jason strategize a plan to finally bring Sidwell down, while also rescuing Britt. However, Jason seems to know the importance of being careful more than Sunny does. Sunny just wants Sidwell out of Port Charles, while there is so much more riding on this for Jason due to his feelings for Britt. Meanwhile, Jocelyn could ruin everything as she digs for information. She is not the most experienced WSB agent and has already had Cullum on high alert. After their night at the coffee shop that was once Brando's garage, Lulu and Nathan need to decompress and talk about what happened, just not to each other. Lulu tells Laura that she kissed Nathan, but she worries about what Maxie might think. Nathan confides in Nina and tells her that he now has feelings for Lulu, but he is also worried about what Maxie might think. General Hospital spoilers say that sooner or later it was going to catch up with him in one way or another. Of course, we are talking about Drew Quartermaine and his stroke. It's really hard to muster up any empathy for the character, seeing how he's done so much in the last couple of months. He's taken evil soap opera political characters to the next level. Then again, it's without a doubt that Willow Tate has also caught up to him in a way that no one saw coming either, right? It's about damn time. So, does anyone have any sympathy for Drew? Or is this just the new path that he's going to be forced to go on from this point forward? That's what everyone wants to know. Clearly, General Hospital fans did have a lot to say about the matter on social media, and also suggested what might happen next for the character in the storyline. Some even commented with, "My only consolation that Willow didn't kill him is that at least he will have to keep his mouth shut for a while. On the other hand, I expect the bug eyes will go into overdrive." Another critic of the show wrote, "What is it going to take to get his terrible actor off this show? Cameron Matheson is probably ecstatic, that he won't have lines to memorize for a while. And then there was this comment as well. No sympathy or empathy. I wish Willow finished the job the first time. She can go scratch too. Next thing she'll be breaking up Chase in Brooklyn or back with Michael. Now, as far as what's going to happen next for Drew and whether or not he's going to survive yet another attempt at his life remains to be seen. It goes without saying that General Hospital fans will have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. General Hospital airs weekdays on the ABC network. Check your local listings for times. General Hospital spoilers say that while you think you might know everything there is to know about her, it looks like we've got so much more to learn. Clearly, we are talking about Britt Westbourne. That's because everyone has been under the impression that she is actually an OB/GYN, or so it seems. But it also seems like she might be moonlighting as a scientist, and no one even knew about it until now. Because during the most recent episode of the hit ABC soap, it seemed like Britt knew how to do cold fusion, when it sounds like a very complex nuclear science and something totally out of her field. But here's the thing, if this is the real Britt that the show has been hiding, it seems like even knowing this type of science would make her overqualified to be delivering babies all day. This has also prompted General Hospital fans to wonder if the knowledge of cold fusion and the physics that create such fusion are completely different fields of study from delivering babies. And if so, what exactly is Britt's real job? Of course, many General Hospital fans have had a lot to say about the matter on social media. Some have even commented with, "My theory is that she wanted no part of following in Faison's footsteps and followed her own path. Sidwell and Cullum figured that she could just follow the data that he started, and since she was his daughter, they figured that she was in on the project when it began. So if she knew how to make this work, they'll do whatever it takes to make her cooperate, including withholding her meds to keep her in line." Another critic wrote, "Like the magic of Barbie, she is large. She contains multitudes. Cold science is sometimes alienating. Maybe she got tired of doing just research and experiments and decided she wanted a job that gave her more contact with joy. It doesn't mean she doesn't still like science and research too, but maybe day-to-day she needs more contact with something not quite so clinical and cerebral as that kind of research." General Hospital airs weekdays on the ABC network. Check your local listings for times. Here is your General Hospital recap for Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Willow walked into Nina's place with an angry look on her face. She said Drew's condition hadn't changed, but she was praying for a miracle. Willow told Nina that Martin did not have permission to be in Drew's house, but he also informed her that Tracy was there and took back her belongings before handing her Tracy's key. She wanted to find a way to use this against Michael in court. Nina was confused to hear that Michael wasn't even involved, so she wasn't sure how this benefited Willow at all. "I understand that you want to tie this theft to Michael, but it sounds like you don't have any evidence," Nina pointed out. Willow knew she needed something to help her gain her kids besides Alexis as her lawyer. Willow also praised Alexis to Nina before producing her file on Jacinda. "Drew put together a dossier on her after you and Portia hired her to drug him," Nina said. Willow was thankful for bringing Jacinda into their lives, 'cause now Michael was involved with her, which could help her get her kids back. "No judge is going to support a parent who makes irresponsible choices for his kids," Willow said, showing no hint of self-awareness at all. Nina just shook her head. Nina tried to reason with Willow, telling her that the children were the priority. "The judge has already seen too many parents use these hearings as a place to settle scores with one another," Nina said. "The best way to advocate for yourself is to be the reasonable parent who just wants the best for their child. You will be one of those rare parents who is actually seeking peace," Nina argued. Willow didn't agree. She had tried peace. "It's time for something stronger," she said. Willow whined that all being nice to Michael had gotten her was an attempted murder charge. Nina explained that Willow was in charge now. Drew wasn't there to rule her life, so she could prove she was a good parent on her own. Willow still wouldn't hear of playing nice. "This last year has taught me that asking politely is the fastest way for me to lose my kids," Willow said. Nina thought going after Michael would work if Willow had any proof that Michael shot Drew, Willow didn't see this as a problem. "The only reason I was acquitted was because everyone knows Michael did it," she said. Nina then asked Willow to trust her. Michael met with Diane, who coached him on how to handle police questions, something he had years of experience doing. When Molly showed up with Nathan rather than Justine, Diane declared that Molly couldn't do the job as there was a conflict of interest. Molly explained that she was only questioning. If charges were filed, she would not be prosecuting. Diane still asked for a moment to speak with her client. Diane knew that Molly questioning him was perfect because she would go easy on him. Diane called Molly back in, so she proceeded with her questions. Michael gave his statement, and that was that. After Molly and Nathan left, Diane didn't seem very confident. She warned Michael that the DA's office was going to build a rock-solid case to make sure it was stronger than the one they had against Willow. Justine popped in on Sonny and was surprised to see he had gotten a dog. The rescue dog's name was Fizz, a name Donna had picked out. Justine had never pegged Sonny for a dog person. Fizz kept growling at Justine, so Sonny told her that the dog didn't like cops. Justine noted that she wasn't a cop, but Fizz didn't seem to know the difference. When Sonny put Fizz in his crate with some bacon, Justine told Sonny that someone else was currently questioning Michael. Justine also once again warned Sonny that, although she liked him, she'd prosecute him if he committed a crime. Sonny thought that meant Justine had principles. He also felt a corrupt prosecutor would plant evidence and go against people he loved. "But that's not who you are," he said. Justine looked at him curiously. "I just hope that you realize we have a lot more in common than you know," Sonny said. "Anything's possible, but don't hold your breath," Justine responded before leaving. When Michael showed up, he told Sonny he was right. "I have to find a way to compromise. I have to get Willow to the table before I lose any leverage," Michael said. Later, Molly and Nathan briefed Justine on the questioning. Nathan claimed he didn't spot any red flags. Justine charged Nathan with finding physical evidence that Michael had shot Drew. The scene quickly cut to Willow staring at the key to Drew's house she had gotten from Martin. Emma ran off the GH elevator to find Felicia. In a panicked voice, she told her aunt that Anna was in trouble. Emma had been told that local police had taken Anna into custody, but she seemed to be in a poor mental state. She was insisting that she warn everyone that Cesar Faison is alive, Emma said, alarming Felicia. Mac soon appeared and told them that he had booked a flight to France. Felicia and Mac thought Anna would never have a mental break, but Emma pointed out how long Anna had been gone and wondered if she had been pushed too far. Jason arrived at Anne's office to see Dante and tell him about the call Emma had just received about Anna. Dante was troubled to hear that Anna had been found in France and was insisting that Faison was still alive. Dante called the local French police and confirmed Emma's account of things. Anna had told the cops that Faison was holding her hostage, but she had escaped. Jason explained that he and Anna had been talking about Faison shortly before she went off on her alleged WSB assignment, but he had convinced her that Faison was dead. Jason was still convinced that Faison wasn't alive. "There's no way that's true," he said. Jason had faith that his shot in 2018 was indeed a kill shot. Dante wondered if her WSB assignment caused Anna to have a mental break like what had happened to him several years back. Jason promised to go to France to bring Anna home, but he had to take care of something first. After Jason left, Dante called Nathan into his office. He told Nathan the news about Anna. "She's in police custody in France. She claims that your father's still alive," Dante told a seemingly shocked Nathan. "It's far-fetched, but do you have any insights into that?" Dante asked. Nathan claimed to know nothing. When Dante told him Emma was the one to get the call about Anna, Nathan was glad someone could help her. After Nathan left, Jason returned and was relieved to know Mac, Felicia, and Emma were going to France. Jason couldn't go, but he refused to explain why. In her room above Bobby's, Britt sat on her bed, looking at her trashed room. Cullum soon knocked on the door, so Britt let him in, hoping he had her meds. He told her she would get her med vials one by one, but they would be kept at the Windermere lab. He also warned her that she was now expendable. After Cullum left, all Britt could do was cry on her bed. Britt finally got herself together and changed. As she readied to leave, Jason crawled in through the window from the fire escape. He was stunned to hear that Cullum took Britt's meds and she would only have access to them on Spoon Island. Jason announced he was going to Windermere, but a panicked Britt told him to leave, but not to go to Windermere. Jason promised Britt he would make things okay for her. After Jason was gone, Cullum returned with a syringe full of meds that he insisted on administering to Britt himself. General Hospital spoilers hint that Anna Devane may have a mental institution stay in her future. Anna may look insane after her traumatic imprisonment, so let's talk about her terrible situation. GH fans know Anna has been drugged and has experienced plenty of hallucinations as a result. Anna has come to believe Caesar Faison is still alive, but it's obvious she's a gaslighting victim. With Pascal's help, director Ross Cullum and Gen Z Sidwell have convinced Anna that Faison has returned from the grave. However, it's going to be tough for Anna to convince anyone else in her unhinged state. Once Anna starts talking about Liesel Obrecht, Peter August and Faison popping up while she was in captivity, it's going to look like she's totally lost it. In the February 2nd episode, Emma Scorpio Drake received a phone call from someone claiming to be a police officer in a small town in France. Emma also learned that Anna got the attention of a driver on a remote road, which led to her claiming she'd been held prisoner and escaped. According to Emma, Anna said she needed to warn everyone that Faison is alive. However, Dante Falconeri will be skeptical once he gets the latest news from Jason Morgan on February 3rd. Dante struggled in the past due to PTSD and programming, so he knows how hard it is to climb out of a bad place. It looks like Dante will think Anna needs to lean on those she trusts most to bring her back to sanity. Anna certainly seems mentally unstable in the preview video for the week of February 26. Felicia Scorpio looks absolutely heartbroken as Anna insists Felicia has to get her out of there. Based on the white walls in the background, Anna may be in the psych ward when this conversation happens. It may be determined that Anna isn't in her right mind, so she may be transferred to a mental institution for further treatment. Of course, it'd be easy for Sidwell and Cullum to pay someone on the inside to keep drugging Anna and making her seem insane. Anna may essentially become a prisoner all over again, only this time she could be at Shadybrook or another mental health facility. General Hospital spoilers say Anna has more trauma ahead of her, so stay tuned for updates on the next phase of Cullum and Sidwell's plan. General Hospital spoilers and updates for Tuesday, February 3rd, reveal Emma Scorpio Drake reaches out to Felicia Scorpio while Britt Westbourne is desperate. Plus, acting District Attorney Justine Turner appears to be sweet-talking Sonny Corinthos. At General Hospital, Emma reaches out to Felicia after getting an important call a policeman in a small town in France called her and reported Anna Devane flagged down a car. She gave a story that she had been held captive in France and escaped, and relayed the information that César Faison is alive. The question is, was she moved from Windermere to France, considering Pascal claimed to be in France? Emma is in tears as she says to a very worried Felicia, "It's Grandma, and she's in trouble!" Felicia looks like she's going to cry too. In the offices of Miller and Davis, Diane Miller is talking to Michael Corinthos. She tells him that ADA Turner just handed them a massive gift. However, Diane will be suspicious of something. Perhaps this massive gift sounds too good to be true. Even though Rick Lansing is handling Michael's visitation hearing, which will lead to a custody hearing, there's still Michael being a person of interest in Drew Kane's shooting to handle. What might Diane be talking about? And is that the same thing she'll be suspicious of? In the meantime, Jason Morgan is torn. He's talking to Dante Falconeri. One thing he will talk to him about is the information that he learned from Emma getting the call from France while he was there at the Quartermain mansion. He'll tell him that Anna reported Faison is alive, and Dante tells him he'll need someone he knows and trusts to lead him back from that. Will Jason tell him about Britt's situation as well, or only about Anna? If he tells him what Britt told him about Jen Sidwell killing Henry Dalton, then he might save Sonny and Laura Collins, but he'll compromise Britt. In the meantime, Britt is desperate. She returned to her room at Bobby's to find that her medicine was missing. She's freaking out as she tells someone, "I said I would do the work, and I'm doing it." But who might she be talking to? Pascal, Sidwell, or possibly Ross Cullum? While she spent, she thought secretly, the night with Jason at an old harbor master's cabin near Port Charles. Obviously, someone's been in her room. Jason had mentioned reverse engineering her medicine, but he promised that he wouldn't take her dose at that time. Who might have taken it? And who is she talking to? Elsewhere, Turner appears to be sweet-talking Sonny, as she gets very up close and personal, right up in his face. She smiles as she tells him anything's possible, but don't hold your breath. No doubt she's talking to him about Michael's interrogation, which is why he was talking to Diane. Who's fooling who in this flirtation between Sonny and Turner? Are the two on even playing ground or not? Be sure to catch up on everything happening with GH right now. Come back here often for General Hospital spoilers, news, and updates.